I will attempt to penetrate your. You will attempt to resist. Prepare yourself.
Wait, these motherfuckers are still sending Harry back to live with abusive relatives? 5 f***ing movies in, and honestly, the Hogwarts people are just as bad as Voldemort in my book.
Hyperbole.
Dementors show up just as Harry is about to serve this asshole cousin some long overdue justice.
Dudley's face to head size ratio.
So wait, they don't have a chimney, or a magic boot, or some shit to transport Harry where he needs to go? They just fly around London and say, if muggles see us, f*** them?
None of these witches or wizards have shadows or reflections.
Just because you're allowed to use magic now does not mean you have to whip your wands out for everything!
If use magic means have sex, then yes, they do.
That is not what use magic means, and I think you knew that. Also, let's just take a second to really deconstruct that sin. Because what Molly Weasley was saying there is, just because you can use magic doesn't mean you need to use magic for everything you do. Hence, you don't have to whip out your wands for everything. In situations that call for magic, using your wand is fine. Because, you know, whipping out your wand will be the appropriate thing to do. So if we then take what Molly was saying in the way that you insinuated we should take it, then apparently it means just because you're allowed to have sex now, you don't have to take out your penises for everything. As in, this soup is too cold. I know, I'll take out my penis. That should help things. I can't reach the TV remote. Well, have you tried exposing your genitalia? No, I haven't. That's a great idea. I'll try that now. Or even, oh no, I forgot my toothbrush. That's okay, I'll use my penis. I guess this is all a very long-winded way of saying what you said does not follow through.
Also, man, I just can't figure out the physics of this thing. There's an entire extra floor of telephone booth tucked up in the top of this telephone booth? We've said it before, but magic this complex makes you wonder why there are such things as problems in the wizard world.
Yes, of course, that should solve all the problems in the wizarding world. Ah, Voldemort's trying to kill me. Ah, don't worry, because I have a magic phone booth that inside has twice the space of a normal phone booth. Ah, excellent, that solved my Voldemort problem.
The odds are astronomical.
Someone in a fantasy movie about magic says something is impossible because of the odds.
At no point did he say it wasn't possible. He just said it was very unlikely, which it kind of was.
They're called Pestros.
43 minutes into this movie, what's the real conflict? Sure, Dolores Umbridge is a total whore, and some people don't like Harry, but that's what we call the B story. A story hasn't cropped up yet.
Whore is not the appropriate word to use to describe Umbridge here because she doesn't sell her body. What you're looking for is the word arsehole. Or cunt.
We Americans get widely criticized for the portions restaurants serve and how much we waste food, but the Harry Potter universe is filled with huge plates of uneaten food. Where does it all go when the kids are done?
Jeremy still hasn't learned the difference between questions and sins.
Also, how the f*** did Sirius know that Harry and his friends and no one else would be in this room at this exact moment?
Maybe it was magic.
The room of requirement only appears when a person has real need of it, and is always equipped for the seeker's needs.
These pillars are not useful.
How can you practice a spell and not have the spell's effect happen? Like, do you start by saying, Wand Siri, this is just a practice spell, or something like that? How are the magical forces supposed to know you really don't mean it this time as opposed to other times?
Also, if you're not actually doing the spell, then how does that help you learn the spell? That's like learning to swim on land.
Believing in yourself.
Whoa, Harry, have you thought about maybe dating this girl right here? I mean, I like Cho and Ginny Weasley as much as the next guy, but you might be overlooking someone.
All it takes for Jeremy to find someone so attractive that he thinks it's worth ditching your current girlfriend to pursue them is 3 seconds of screen time in which no lines are said.
Expelliarmus!
Neville reaches deep down to his British roots and conquers India. Room of requirement does not furnish condoms.
Jeremy, this is just their first kiss. If a condom suddenly manifested itself out of thin air, I'm fairly sure that would lead to a fairly awkward moment between the two of them.
Couldn't just leave him because he's my brother.
Dun dun dun! Also, CGI brother is CGI.
Yeah, it's a shame, but the real giant they cast pulled out at the last minute and they had to go with CGI instead. Okay, so now it's the end of the video, and I would like to finally address one more thing. And that is this sin right here.
You are hereby expelled.
Oh no, Harry's been expelled from Hogwarts? How are they going to fill the next 2 hours of this movie and the 3 movies after it?
And honestly, I would have loved to see a storyline where Harry had actually been expelled from Hogwarts for the year. Let's say it takes him until next year to prove that he was innocent. That means that this year we'd get to explore whole new parts of the wizarding world that we hadn't previously seen. I personally think that if it was handled well, it would have been a really interesting storyline, and I was kind of disappointed when I found out that that's not where we would be going. But instead we'd just be spending another year at Hogwarts. But hey, maybe that's just me, so I'm not going to add a sin here.